are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
More horsepower, less wear, better performance. Introducing new GP1 high-performance driven racing oil, developed specifically for competition, classic, and import vehicle applications.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Silverstone for round 5 of the 2021 UK Drift Championship. And it looks like we are ready to go with our Great 8 battles, the first one of which will be Aidan Clarence to take on Louis Edwards. And there we go. For you guys watching at home, you can see those guys down there on the start line underneath the bridge on the Wellington Straight, and they get the all clear, ready to go. For you guys in the Brooklyn stand, get ready. These guys are coming hot and heavy through the gears. Down they come. It will be Louis Edwards to lead out Aidan Clarence. Louis Edwards off throttle for quite a long time there, gets that car balanced. Oh, Aidan Clarence gets a touch of understeer, has to back out of it. Louis Edwards keeps foot flat to the floor, gets that self on that midline. Nicely done from Louis Edwards, starts to leave Aidan Clarence in a cloud of smoke as he finishes up the run.
Yeah, the difference, normally we have a chicane on the start line, obviously due to the restrictions here at Silverstone, we're not able to put a chicane in on the start line, so the drivers have to trust their own judgment to set off at a similar sort of pace and get into the first corner straight away. Right, so what we are going to do now, like I say, we're not going to do another run, we're actually going to let these guys complete their battle, so you have to kind of visualise in your head the drivers are now driving around the back of the circuit, they're probably going through Maggott and Beckett's, and then round the hairpin at the top end of the Wellington Straight, and then they will magically appear just underneath the Wellington Bridge to our start line marshal Dale. So you can see the guys queued up in their pairs at the back of the Silverstone truck, and we see Dale up there. Like I say, we're going to make sure we run these guys in their battles to completion, just so that it's not as confusing. And there you are on the screens at home. Those are the top 8 battles. Aidan Clarence against Louis Edwards. Tom Van Beek will take on
Ryan Hughes,
Matt
Matt Denham to take on Bagsy, and then Paul Smith to take on Marcus Clare. But unfortunately, Marcus Clare has had engine failure and bows out of competition, so it will be a bye run. Here we go, though, second half of the run. Down they come, Aidan Clarence to lead in Louis Edwards. Nice initiation from Clarence. Gets himself set up on the outside line. Nice use of the left foot brake. Gets the front bumper on to that second red box. Nice transition. Opens the door for Louis Edwards though, as Louis Edwards starts to nose in the front end of that E36 BMW right up onto the rear wheel. Onto the door goes Louis Edwards as Aidan Clarence drags them both across the line.
Yeah, fantastic run there from Louis. Like I said, the difference of power between the two guys making a huge difference. And we will wait for the judges to definitely give us a decision on that one. And those of you at home, we can see if we, there we are. And there is the official decision. It's on our live stream. And Louis takes the win. Right, we're off with the second battle, Ian.
Yeah, we certainly are. And it's going to be Ryan Hughes to lead out Tom Van Beek. Tom Van Beek been having some issues with that car, but Ryan Hughes gets understeer. That allows Tom Van Beek to get right up into the pocket. Tom Van Beek transitioning earlier and before Ryan Hughes, as Ryan Hughes now puts the hammer down, starts to drive away. Tom Van Beek lost in a cloud of smoke as Ryan Hughes takes it to the edge of the circuit on the outer edges of Luffield and across the line.
Yeah, so both drivers making errors there in that run. Obviously Ryan with understeer as he initiated into Brooklands, and then obviously Tom Van Beek losing out to Ryan around the second half. And those of you watching at home, we can see the replay there. The guys are even coming off the start line as they come into Brooklands there. Ryan initiated early, Tom carrying a little bit more speed behind him, but then Ryan runs very, very wide, offline completely, possibly dropping a wheel off track, running a ridiculously wide line. That gives Tom Van Beek the opportunity to close in as much as possible. Then Tom goes for the door on Ryan's car, almost touches the back of the car, then washes out a little bit wide. Looks like he may have had to back off a little bit, and then Ryan pulled a gap around the remainder of Luffield. So the judges able to see that replay as well as you watching at home. Obviously, if you are in the grandstand, we are now waiting for these guys to head back around to the start line. The drivers swap positions, and it will be Tom Van Beek leading Ryan Hughes. So the Tom Van Beek, the MX-5, the Destroy or Die car, make sure you give them a shout. If you've got an MX-5 or if you know somebody with an MX-5, make sure you give Dan Pryor a shout regarding any upgrades for your MX-5. He's the man to speak to. Ryan Hughes from Garage 500 then, with a lot more ponies underneath the bonnet. 2.3 SR engine, DY engines, prepared motor, running about 700 brake horsepower.
So we go off the line, they come, and it will be Van Beek now to lead out Ryan Hughes. Ryan Hughes looking for the back bumper, and another Mazda MX-5. Tom Van Beek goes wide though, as Ryan Hughes almost messes up, drops a wheel on the inside. Tom Van Beek trying to pull some gap, trying to put some distance between him and Ryan Hughes. Ryan Hughes shortcuts the entry into Luffield though, as Ryan Hughes hammers on the throttle. Tom Van Beek just cannot escape away from that incredible S14A.
So yes, I'm trying to lip read the judge's decision, and it looks like we do have a decision. And I look across, and it looks like, oh, and there we go. All three judges, unanimous decision. Tom Van Beek goes through into the semi-final to meet Louis Edwards. Right, we quickly move on to the Funk Motorsport Grade 8, and it is going to be
Matt Denham to take on Bagsy now up next. You can see Bagsy pulling to the line. We are waiting to get Matt Denham to the start line. So no Matt Denham. Bagsy
we are
on
missing.
The line.
Yeah, we're missing Matt Denham.
Well, so we've got rid of 5-minute rules for this weekend because of the time constraints. They have 2 minutes to get to the line. Bagsy is pulled to the line, which means Matt Denham has 2 minutes to get to the start line, or he forfeits. He's out of the car. His helmet's off. Is Matt Denham going to retire from competition? This is incredible because these two have been battling it out for the last few rounds, and I know that Bagsy needed to beat Denham to keep a hold of second place in the championship. Has this just completely turned things upside down? Is Matt Denham out? We're looking for our marshal to get... Oh, and he's out. Matt Denham is out of competition. He snapped a drive shaft in the back of that car. That means Bagsy gets a bye run into the Final Four, and Bagsy's day just gets better. So we are going to send Bagsy on a bye run. And Matt Denham, how about that, Paul?
Oh, that's heartbreak for Matt Denham. After after rebuilding that car. And I mean, they had the same issue at Teesside at round 3, as we see Bagsy do a massive entry in the PS13, smoking those tyres on the Monster Energy car, and just literally a by run. Sadly, Matt Denham then breaking the drive shaft, must have been doing a warm-up, you know, warming his tyres up, trying to do a burnout, and it's broke a drive shaft. He broke a CV joint at round 3 at Teesside during practice.
Yeah.
That was the end of his competition, never even got a chance to do qualifying, so heartbreak for Matt Denham. Right, so we've got another bye run on the start line.
Yeah, so it will be Paul Smith, because I'm looking at Marcus Clare. He's not in his car, and I'm looking at Marcus Clare, which means he is out of competition. Unfortunately, engine failure in that RB26 powered R32. So Marcus Clare bows out of competition. Paul Smokey Smith, well, he gets a bye run and moves through. So it will be Bagsy versus Paul Smokey Smith for a spot in the final. So there we go, Paul Smith in the Jap Speed Maxxis tyres GT86. Catches a whole load of understeer. That could have been
he can't knock himself out of the competition, can he? Because he's got no opponent. I mean, like say, Ian, Marcus is up here on the balcony with us. Unfortunately, his engine has seized in the paddock area on the way back round after the backwards entries that he was pulling. So Marcus's engine expired, which is a shame. Right, so we move on very, very quickly then to our semi-final, which will see Louis Edwards and Tom Van Beek come towards the line. And we look up there to see if we've got any movement, and I can see they are coming to the line now. So the LS-powered BMW versus the, I believe it's a 1.8 turbo, running 450 brake horsepower in the Destroy or Die MX-5 of Tom Van Beek.
Yep, that's exactly what it is, Mark. So he pulls up to the start line. Louis Edwards will lead them out, the higher qualifier. This is in the lead position, so it will be Edwards to lead out Tom Van Beek for a spot in the final. Awaits who is going to take it to the final. Will it be Louis Edwards? Will it be Tom Van Beek? Nice flick across the track for Louis Edwards. Tom Van Beek goes for the rear bumper, looks for the side of that E36 BMW. Tom Van Beek coming alive right now. Wow, nice transition in the middle of the circuit as Tom Van Beek once again looks for the door. Oh, looks like he made a wobble on the back end of Luffield. Gets lost in the smoke as Tom Van Beek loses some ground to Louis Edwards.
Wow, what a run from Tom Van Beek there. That was incredible. Chasing up really quickly. So we go. Those of you that are watching on the live stream, if you've got it on your phone here at Tracks 2021 at Silverstone, and we're just watching the replay back up in the tower. The judges want to see what happened with Tom Van Beek in the middle of that run. Louis Edwards does an absolutely fantastic handbrake entry. Tom Van Beek literally inches apart from the rear of the BMW as they enter Brooklands, and Louis is perfectly on that line and on the angle, and then it transitions in, and then it looks like Tom Van Beek there just literally gets lost in the smoke and then reappears on camera almost straight. So the judge is just asking if we could possibly see from another angle, just to clarify exactly what happened to Tom Van Beek in the cloud, because obviously even from up here in the tower with the wind blowing, the smoke blocked the view of the chase car in Louis Edwards' BMW. So we're just seeing if we can get that right. So we've got it again on the live stream. We have got Louis Edwards leaving the line with Tom Van Beek keeping up wonderfully. Right, here we go. Let's see on the live stream what happened to Tom. They're going through Brooklands on the... And I think he just pulled too much angle by the look of it.
Yeah, I think he caught a little bit of understeer as well. I think he just caught a little bit of understeer, unsettled the car, and he had to think about it, get himself back into it. So there we go, they are back on the line, ready to rock and roll. And there we go, hands down from our start line, Marshall Dale. It will be Tom Van Beek to lead out Louis Edwards. Louis Edwards, straight line approach to this one, nice flick across the track. Tom Van Beek goes ever so slightly too wide on that inside clipping point, opens the door. Louis Edwards takes the opportunity, waits to gain some proximity now, starts to make the dive up the inside as Louis Edwards puts the pressure on Tom Van Beek, gets on the back bumper, almost pushes him off the track as Louis Edwards absolutely dominates Tom Van Beek.
Looking at the judges, they're all nodding, and it looks like we will have a decision. We look on there, and it's a unanimous decision that Louis Edwards in the BMW will take the win and move on into the final. So yeah, so Louis Edwards will be in our final. So next up on the line, it will be Stephen Bagsy Biagioni and Paul Smith. You can see them on the live stream there, sat ready to rock and roll. Bagsy in the lead position, the higher qualifier. Paul Smokey Smith, we've got LS versus JZ.
Oh yeah, look at this. Bagsy gets the jump off the start line straight away through the gears, smashing down Wellington straight. Bagsy puts some big separation between himself and Paul Smith. Paul Smith trying to shortcut the circuit. Very tidy line from both guys as Paul Smith now looks to jump onto the side of that Monster Energy PS13, and he gets there. Oh, Bagsy shuts it down. Almost collision between him and Paul Smokey Smith, and Paul Smith pulls off circuit. Bagsy breaks down, looks like he's going to go for the escape road potentially. Oh, and Bagsy's car letting him down on the back end of Luffield. Not sure what happened there, so you guys at home, and if you're watching on your phone in the grandstand, judges want to see a replay of this one, what exactly happened to Bagsy.
Yeah, it just seemed like Bagsy's car shut down halfway the way around Luffield, in possibly one of the worst places you could possibly have a car shut down. So whether it's a fuel surge problem or, I mean, the problem with Marcus Clare's car apparently was the fact that due to the amount of G-forces, the oil gets moved away from the dry sump, and I'm just wondering if he got low oil pressure and his ECU has shut down his engine for that short period of time for a I don't know, Ian, you probably know me more than me when it comes to that.
Well, we do know from our inside sources that Bagsy's car was having a problem before he left the pit area some moments ago. The car fired up, went to leave the pit area, then it shut down. The guys quickly got it running again. Not sure what the problem was, whether it was an electrical fault or not. But to me, that looked like Bagsy was on throttle at the time. I wonder if Bagsy was setting himself up for the outside line of Luffield, and Paul Smokey Smith just gave him maybe a little nudge. Because if you watch the back end of the car, there is still some smoke coming from Bagsy's car. Watch this. I might be proven wrong, but it looks like he is on throttle. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well,
that one's going to come down
they
to the
are
judges.
on the start line, and it looks like they are ready to go, regardless of what happened on that run. Judges, I mean, they've got the best view in the house. They've up here on the top of the Brooklands building, up here in the director's box. And obviously they also have the benefit of the live stream. Right, they're off the line, Ian.
Yeah, they certainly are. Here we go. It's going to be Paul Smith to lead out Bagsy right now. Bagsy on the back bumper, not messing around, goes for an opposite flick. The window open already on Bagsy's car. Paul Smokey Smith goes wide, looks for the outside line. Bagsy looking to put the pressure on already. Car starts to wash out and it's shut down once again. And Bagsy's car fails. Paul Smokey Smith keeps the throttle absolutely planted and finishes up the run. That means only one thing, Mark.
Well, yeah, without question. I mean, the decision will be fairly obvious, even to anybody that knows anything about drifting. If a driver fails to do 2 runs, there we are. Paul Smith, unanimous decision. Paul Smith goes through to the final to meet Louis Edwards. But immediately, now we're going to see what's going to happen with Bagsy and Tom Van Beek, because it's now Bagsy and Tom Van Beek due on the start line now for the 3rd and 4th place runoff. Now, to me, whether or not we would actually, Steve is going to risk running again, having the car cut out twice on 2 runs. Is it safe for him to continue, and is he going to risk his car going against Tom Van Beek, especially when they're travelling at 100 miles an hour here? And Tom Van Beek, he's not going to be shy on Bagsy's door regardless.
No, he's certainly not. And yeah, look, I think I'm pretty sure that the way this is going to play out is that Bagsy's going to retire the car and just take 4th place and not risk any damage between himself and Tom Van Beek. Tom Van Beek may get the bye and get the win and take 3rd step on the podium. But we take a look at a replay for you guys watching at home. You can see it, Bagsy goes for the dive, and then the car, look, no tyre smoke, starts to wash off the edge of the circuit, and he's just not on throttle, nothing happening. And what a shame, what a way to end the weekend and end the season for Bagsy. Potentially still taken second place in the championship. We'll have to do the maths. We'll get the nerds down there on the laptops to work out the situation. So there we go, just getting the confirmation. Bagsy's out of competition. Bagsy retires the car from competition. So that means that Tom Van Beek will get the bye run, and Tom Van Beek will take the third step on the podium here at the final round of the UK Drift Championship 2021. So our guys down there on the back end of the circuit are going to call Tom Van Beek up to the start line to get him rocking and rolling.
Yeah, we'll get Tom Van Beek down on the start line. He will take third spot on the podium regardless, with Steve having retired the car for obvious reasons. I do think it would be very, very risky for Steve to go into the corner with Tom Van Beek sat on his door, and it's certainly not, you know, we don't want an accident regardless. I mean, these guys are travelling at some serious pace into this circuit, full stop. So yeah, so Tom Van Beek will come down. The decision can be made official on the live stream. We can make a decision on that for we await for Tom Van Beek to appear.
Yes, so
here he comes.
Tom Van Beek now makes his way down the back end. We make it official. Tom Van Beek does get the win. Bagsy bows out of competition. Unfortunately, mechanical failure being a plague.
So as Tom comes around the track now, this will be, well, it will probably, we're hoping to have a few laps available, but Tom Van Beek, make sure you give him a round of applause. This man is guaranteed a spot on the podium here today at the final round of the UK Drift Championship. So yeah, so Tom Van Beek just doing a victory lap in the awesome little clutch kicks there. Listen to him absolutely hammering it, and fills the grandstand with smoke with that 450 brake horsepower MX-5. So yeah, well done to Tom Van Beek, that third place position. Obviously we will be doing the trophy presentation once we are all back down into the pits with our backdrop that's down there. So this is it then.
This is it. This is the final. This is what it all comes down to, the final battle of the year, and two guys that are not even in contention for the championship step up to the plate. So it will be Louis Edwards to take on Paul Smokey Smith. And then once we get that done, we are going to send the guys that are still down the back end of the grid. We should have a few minutes left of this session before we are kicked off circuit for the final time today. So we're going to let these guys just do a few runs to put on a show for everyone in attendance here at Silverstone. So we need Louis Edwards and Paul Smokey Smith to make their way to the start line to kick off this final battle. As you can see down there, Matt Denham and the crew just trying to fix that car, potentially get a drive shaft in it. Not a 2-minute job, definitely a 5-minute job, that's for sure. As we wait for those guys to come. We're going to be back in a few moments' time. We'll have a quick word from our sponsors. For you guys watching at home, we'll see you in a few moments' time.
So yeah, if you are here,
We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
So yes, this is it, the final battle. Welcome back. We are ready to rock and roll. As you can see down there, Louis Edwards in that lead position, high qualifier, door slam shut, Paul Smokey Smith to chase him in. This is the final battle of 2021 of the UK Drift Championship. Through the gears comes Louis Edwards and Paul Smokey Smith. Who's going to be the victor? Who's going to take it home? Look at the speed from Louis Edwards. Absolutely flying into that first turn of Brooklands, but Paul Smokey Smith not scared to put the back bumper to the front bumper as they transition through Luffield. Paul Smokey Smith gets right up into the personal space of Louis Edwards as he starts to apply the pressure. Paul Smokey Smith goes door to door with Louis Edwards across the line.
Wow, wow. And the grandstand erupted with applause as well for Paul Smokey Smith. Could Paul come back to Silverstone and take the win? He is former BDC champion. And that GT86, the Japspeed GT86, absolutely a wonderful build. It was built quite a number of years ago, but it shows Paul's still got it a few years on now. But Louis Edwards, the young contender, I think Louis 18, maybe 19 now, and with an LS underneath the bonnet of that BMW. Look at Paul Smokey Smith on the replay. Absolutely, there's a shadow of the BMW across the front wing of that Toyota GT86 as they came in towards the transition, and then Paul is literally in Louis Edwards' pocket as they go around Luffield. Oh my word, absolutely incredible driving from both drivers.
Yeah, incredible scenes here at Silverstone for the final round. As those guys take a look back at the replay, you can see the guys in the distance making their way back to the start line. This could be it, the final run of the day for competitive drifting. And then we were going to send our guys for a few runs. We do have just under 10 minutes to go, so we're going to send who is left with spare tyres to go. We're going to give you the decision. They are on the line, ready to go. And here we go, Paul Smokey Smith to lead out Louis Edwards for the final run of the day. A little bit of separation opens up as Paul Smith applies foot to floor. Louis Edwards dials on the angle, trying to slow that car down, puts on too much angle, finds himself in the middle of the circuit, just cannot hold on to it, transitions back, looks for the door of that Japspeed GT86, but just cannot get there as Paul Smokey Smith applies his presence here at Silverstone and dominates that battle.
And that's exactly why we call him Paul Smokey Smith. What an absolute epic run. So we're just going to show a quick replay for the boys and girls watching at home, and then we will go to the judges to see if we have a decision, and we are going to announce it this time round. Obviously we're unable to do the trophy presentation on the track here, so here we go. So Paul Smokey Smith on an absolutely epic lead line, but unfortunately Louis not able to get up onto the Maxxis tyres shod GT86 of Team Japspeed driver Paul Smokey Smith. Look at that on the replay, pulling away from Louis as they go around Luffield into Woodland. Right, so we look across to the judges and let's see who is the winner of the final round of the UKDC 20. And there we are, all three judges, it's unanimous. Paul Smokey Smith takes the win here at the UK Drift Championship Round 5 at Silverstone. So huge congratulations to Paul Smith. Right, so we look up to the start line and hopefully we can get a few guys coming down to do a few runs. In the meantime, we would like to thank our sponsors from the year. And it is ASNU, Driven Racing Oils, Corbo Seats, Funk Motorsport, Fast R, Dorenza, Garage D, Hell Performance, and of course the wonderful guys from TTRL providing the live stream for you watching at home.
So that's it. Thank you very much for everybody tuning in online. For you guys here at Silverstone, you're going to be treated to a few more moments of drifting, but for everybody at home, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've been your tour guide. My name's been Ian Waddington. I've been joined by Mark Buckle. For now, well, this is it. We'll see you in 2022. We're out. Mic drop.
are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
More horsepower, less wear, better performance. Introducing new GP1 high-performance driven racing oil, developed specifically for competition, classic, and import vehicle applications.